Welcome to our channel. Today, we will explore the fascinating story of Princess Tatjana, her privileged upbringing as the only daughter of one of Europe's wealthiest royal houses, her education and connections in Madrid, and the rumors that once linked her to then Crown Prince Felipe of Spain. From family backgrounds and public speculation to the realities of royal marriages and personal choice, we'll uncover the details behind why Tatjana ultimately followed a different path in life. Today's story brings us to the fascinating life of Princess Tatjana of Liechtenstein, a royal figure who, despite not being in the direct line of succession, carries a unique position within one of Europe's wealthiest and most discreet royal families. Born in April 1973 in Switzerland, Tatjana is the youngest child and only daughter of Prince Hans Adam II and Princess Marie of Liechtenstein. Her birth was a rare event in the family. Within the last 3 generations of Liechtenstein's ruling dynasty, there has been only one princess per generation. This alone makes her an intriguing figure, standing out in a lineage largely dominated by princes and future rulers. Liechtenstein's royal family is unlike many other European monarchies. While most royal houses have long been subject to constitutional restrictions and political shifts, the House of Liechtenstein maintains an extraordinary level of autonomy and influence. The reigning prince holds vast powers, far beyond the symbolic roles of many European monarchs, making this family one of the most significant yet enigmatic in the modern royal landscape. It is also well known that the Liechtenstein royal family is one of the wealthiest in Europe. Their fortune does not come from state funding or extensive land holdings like the British or Spanish royals but rather from centuries of strategic financial investments, particularly in banking and asset management. This economic strength has allowed the family to maintain a low profile while wielding considerable influence, a balance that Princess Tatjana has navigated throughout her life. Despite the fact that Liechtenstein's princesses do not have succession rights, Tatjana remains an important and admired figure within the principality. As the only daughter of the reigning monarch, she represents both nobility and modernity, embodying the grace and expectations that come with being a princess while also leading a relatively private life away from the direct burdens of rule. Tatjana's early education took place in Vaduz Sebenholz, where she attended primary school until 1984. She then moved on to the prestigious Liechtenstein Gymnasium, from which she graduated in 1992. Her schooling followed a path that was typical for high-ranking Liechtenstein royals, placing a strong emphasis on academic excellence, multilingual proficiency, and a deep understanding of European history and governance. What's particularly fascinating is that Tatjana grew up at a time when Liechtenstein was evolving rapidly. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, the country saw significant economic growth, transforming from a quiet principality into one of the world's most financially stable nations. This period of transition undoubtedly shaped her upbringing, placing her at the intersection of tradition and modernity, a theme that would continue to define her later life. After completing her early education, Princess Tatjana of Liechtenstein took a significant step towards preparing for a life beyond traditional royal duties. She pursued higher education in business administration at the prestigious European Business School (EBS) in Madrid, Spain, a choice that reflects the Liechtenstein royal family's emphasis on financial acumen and economic independence. Unlike many European royal families, which historically relied on state funding, Liechtenstein's monarchy has long been known for its financial expertise and private wealth management, making business education a highly relevant and strategic path for Tatjana. Her studies didn't stop there. Tatjana also expanded her academic horizons across Europe, spending several terms in London and Paris, 2 of the world's most influential financial and cultural capitals. This experience would have exposed her to international markets, economic strategies, and high-level networking opportunities, further equipping her with the knowledge and skills required to navigate both the aristocratic and business worlds. Interestingly, this international education might have had a family connection as well. Her aunt, Princess Nora of Liechtenstein, married Don Vicente Sartorius y Cabeza de Vaca, the 4th Marquess of Merino, in 1989. The Marquis of Merino came from an influential Spanish noble family with strong ties to business and aristocracy, suggesting that Tatjana's choice to study in Spain may have been influenced by these family ties. Princess Nora herself has been actively involved in various cultural and charitable initiatives, particularly in Spain, further solidifying the family's presence in the country. This combination of business education and European aristocratic connections makes Tatjana a unique figure in the Liechtenstein royal family, one who embodies both tradition and modern financial expertise. But how did her education shape her later life? Did she pursue a career in business, or did she follow a more private path? Stay tuned as we continue to uncover the fascinating life of Princess Tatjana of Liechtenstein. The 1990s were a fascinating time for European royalty, and at the heart of Madrid's high society was one of the most sought-after bachelors of the decade, Crown Prince Felipe of Spain. As the heir to the Spanish throne, Felipe was constantly in the media spotlight, with the press eagerly speculating about his potential romantic interests. At first glance, it's easy to see why the rumors took hold. Both were young, aristocratic, and living in the same city at the same time. Tatjana, though not known for breathtaking beauty, possessed something even more important in the world of royalty: heritage, status, and tradition. She was a genuine princess, a member of one of Europe's wealthiest and most discreet royal families, and, perhaps most crucially for a potential Spanish queen, a devout Catholic. But there's more. Tatjana was fluent in Spanish, making her an almost perfect candidate for the role of Spain's future queen. Unlike some foreign princesses who might struggle with cultural adaptation, she already had strong ties to the Spanish aristocracy. Her family's deep-rooted connections with Spain further fueled speculation that she could be a match for Felipe. And then, there's the intriguing family link. Felipe's confirmed first love, Isabel Sartorius, was the stepdaughter of Tatjana's aunt, Princess Nora of Liechtenstein. This connection added another layer to the story. Could Tatjana have been part of the same aristocratic circles that Felipe moved in? Was their social proximity enough to spark real romantic interest? During the 1990s, Tatjana was frequently seen at royal and aristocratic weddings in Spain, attending high-profile events where Felipe was also a guest. Most notably, in 1995, both were present at the wedding of Felipe's elder sister, Infanta Elena. These shared appearances only fueled public curiosity. Was there something more than just coincidence at play? Ultimately, whether there was ever a serious relationship between Tatjana and Felipe remains unknown. Unlike some other rumored royal romances, this one never resulted in official confirmation or public acknowledgement. But the speculation itself speaks volumes about Tatjana's eligibility, aristocratic influence, and connection to European royalty. Royal weddings and high society gatherings are often the backdrop for hidden alliances, whispered conversations, and carefully arranged encounters. And in the case of Princess Tatjana of Liechtenstein and Crown Prince Felipe of Spain, their repeated presence at the same events did not go unnoticed. One particular moment stands out: a pre-wedding reception where Tatjana and Felipe were photographed together. But here's the catch: this wasn't a private moment between the two. The Spanish royal family had arranged a formal lineup for handshakes, ensuring that members of royalty greeted each other in an orderly manner. Yet, despite all the speculation, the media never captured a single private photo of Tatjana and Felipe together. No stolen glances, no candid interactions, nothing that could confirm or deny the rumors swirling around them. But can repeated encounters really be dismissed as mere coincidence? Tatjana's mother, Princess Marie of Liechtenstein, and Felipe's mother, Queen Sofia of Spain, were known to have a close friendship. The Liechtenstein and Spanish royal families moved within the same elite circles, and such intersections were not just likely, they were almost inevitable. With this background, it's not far-fetched to believe that under the quiet influence of Queen Sofia and Princess Marie, Felipe and Tatjana may have met in a more deliberate setting, a private gathering, a diplomatic function, or a family event. Royals of their stature rarely leave things to chance, and introductions between eligible young aristocrats often carry underlying intentions. However, if such a meeting did take place, it never blossomed into romance. And here's where things get even more interesting: in royal matchmaking, it's not always about personal chemistry. While love stories like those of Prince William and Kate Middleton capture the public's imagination, many royal marriages are carefully orchestrated decisions, influenced by family expectations, religious considerations, and political strategy. In the case of Felipe and Tatjana, it seems that their parents were never intent on pushing them into a marriage. Perhaps Tatjana's low-profile nature didn't align with Spain's expectations for a future queen, or perhaps Felipe had already set his heart elsewhere. Whatever the reason, their paths eventually diverged, leaving only speculation and the occasional photograph as remnants of a story that never was. By the late 20th century, while a marriage between a prince and princess of suitable status was naturally ideal, it was not insisted upon. Each sought their life paths and suitable partners, which is understandable and acceptable. It is said that while the courtship between Felipe and Tatjana did not succeed, Tatjana remained a focus of attention for journalists. When pressed by reporters, a frustrated Tatjana openly admitted that she had never been interested in Felipe. In 1997, Tatjana earned an MBA degree and announced her engagement to her true love, Philipp Baron von Lattorff. They married 2 years later. Philipp, 5 years older than Tatjana, hails from the noble Lattorff family of Austria, with his mother being a descendant of Hungarian counts. The Lattorff family is renowned in the German-Austrian region for its long-standing aristocratic lineage. Like her family, Tatjana has always been discreet and pragmatic, emphasizing practical interests. Her wedding ceremony appeared modest and unassuming. Notably, Tatjana's wedding gown was designed by Giorgio Armani. According to information from several years ago, Philipp had served as a manager at Boehringer Ingelheim Pharmaceutical Company, though specifics remain undisclosed. Rumors suggest that Tatjana's father, Hans Adam, harbored some dissatisfaction towards his son-in-law, feeling his lineage lacked prominence and his abilities were average. It is unclear whether Philipp possesses hidden financial strength, or whether Tatjana receives sufficient dividends annually from the family's large conglomerate as a princess of Liechtenstein. After more than a decade of marriage, Tatjana's work experience is blank, without holding any publicly known positions, focusing solely on raising and caring for their children at their home in Austria. From 2000 to 2011, their family welcomed 2 sons and 5 daughters, totaling 7 children. Such a family size is rare even in Catholic countries that value large families. Shown here is the 2015 Liechtenstein royal family portrait, with Tatjana's family situated at the bottom right corner. Apart from occasional appearances at significant family events, she keeps an extremely low profile, not even attending Liechtenstein's national celebrations every year. However, despite their considerable wealth, royal women are still expected to personally bear and raise children. Tatjana has borne 7 children since her marriage, and her appearance and figure remain in good condition into middle age, indicating a well-lived married life. For much of her life, Princess Tatjana of Liechtenstein kept a relatively low public profile, focusing on her personal life and family. But in 2015, after her youngest son had entered kindergarten, she stepped into a new chapter, taking on a more active role in her family's philanthropic and business ventures. One of the most significant responsibilities she took on was leading the Franz Joseph Foundation, named after her grandfather, Prince Franz Joseph II of Liechtenstein. This foundation plays a vital role in supporting scientific and cultural projects in the principality, helping to preserve Liechtenstein's rich heritage while fostering innovation and research. Under Tatjana's leadership, the foundation has continued to fund local educational programs, cultural exhibitions, and historical preservation efforts, reinforcing the Liechtenstein royal family's deep commitment to the advancement of their country. Every year, Tatjana is seen attending the foundation's award ceremonies and various cultural events, where she honors outstanding achievements in the fields of science, history, and the arts. Unlike some royals who take a purely symbolic role in charities, Tatjana is actively involved in the decision-making and strategic direction of the foundation, ensuring that its mission remains aligned with the evolving needs of Liechtenstein's academic and artistic communities. However, 2023 brought an unexpected and heartbreaking loss. At the end of the year, her brother, Prince Constantine of Liechtenstein, tragically passed away. His death was a profound shock to the family, as Constantine had been a key figure in the Liechtenstein business empire, serving as the head of Liechtenstein Group Holding AG, a vast enterprise overseeing investments in agriculture, forestry, renewable energy, and real estate. In the wake of this tragedy, Tatjana stepped up once again, this time by joining the board of directors of the Liechtenstein Group Holding AG. This move not only highlights her increasing influence within the family's financial affairs but also signifies a shift in her responsibilities, from philanthropy to business leadership. With her background in business administration, her international education, and her years of experience managing charitable endeavors, she is now positioned to play a more significant role in shaping the financial future of the Liechtenstein family. As for Spain's Felipe, his destined life partner, Letizia, appeared after the turn of the millennium. As mentioned earlier, the media need not emphasize Letizia's perceived mismatch with the role of Spain's queen or express regret on behalf of Tatjana. This year marks the 20th anniversary of Felipe and Letizia marriage, while Tatjana and her husband have also celebrated their silver wedding anniversary. This demonstrates that both couples are very well suited with their current spouses. Over the years, Felipe's former partners and rumored relationships often came from backgrounds more prestigious than Letizia's, yet these relationships did not culminate in marriage primarily due to lacking appropriate timing and conditions. Tatjana's inability to become Felipe's partner might be attributed to Sofia's inability to influence her son's choice, or the Bourbon family's expectations regarding suitable marital alliances not being as strong as perceived by the public. If a blind date fails to spark mutual interest, it should not be forcibly arranged, and the outcomes of free love should be respected. I believe that lasting partnerships mostly stem from a deep compatibility between individuals. The success of marriage hinges more on personal emotions and resonance rather than mere superficial compatibility. In the 21st century, the decline of monarchies in Europe is irreversible. The desire for royal intermarriage may exist only in fantasy, but it must be clear that such possibilities are exceedingly slim. Through the lens of Princess Tatjana's life, we see how royal lineage, timing, and personal compatibility can all play significant roles in shaping marital alliances, especially in modern Europe, where long-standing traditions often meet evolving social values. Though Felipe and Tatjana's paths appeared to cross under promising circumstances, each ultimately found happiness in their own way. Their stories remind us that even for royals, genuine connection and personal freedom are key to lasting partnerships. Thank you for watching, and we hope this insight into Princess Tatjana's journey offers a deeper understanding of why she never became Spain's queen.